centuries.
The Quran, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad in 7th century Arabia, stands as the cornerstone of Islamic faith and practice. It is not just a book, but a living guide that has shaped the lives of millions of people across centuries. The Quran's influence extends beyond religious rituals, permeating the cultural, social, and political fabric of Muslim societies. Muslims believe it to be the literal word of God, a divine guide for humanity. This belief is rooted in the conviction that the Quran was revealed verbatim to the Prophet Muhammad through the angel Gabriel. It is considered the final and most complete revelation, following previous scriptures like the Torah and the Bible. Its message, conveyed through verses known as ayat, encompasses a wide range of themes, from the nature of God and the purpose of life to social justice, ethical conduct, and spiritual growth. Each ayah, or verse, is seen as a sign from God, offering guidance and wisdom. The Quran addresses the human condition in its entirety, providing insights into personal development, community building, and the pursuit of justice. Central to the Quran's message is the concept of tawhid, the oneness of God. This principle is the foundation of Islamic theology and philosophy. Tawhid asserts that God is unique, without partners or equals, and that all worship and devotion are due to Him alone. This concept shapes the Muslim worldview, influencing how they perceive their relationship with the divine and the world around them. This principle emphasizes the belief in a single, indivisible God, rejecting any form of polytheism or idolatry. The Quran repeatedly warns against associating partners with God, a practice known as shirk, which is considered the gravest sin in Islam. By affirming the oneness of God, Muslims are called to a life of sincerity, integrity, and devotion. The Quran teaches that God is the creator of all that exists, the source of all mercy and compassion, and the ultimate judge of human actions. It emphasizes God's attributes of mercy and compassion, reminding believers that God's mercy encompasses all things. This understanding encourages Muslims to embody these qualities in their interactions with others, fostering a sense of empathy and kindness. The Quran also stresses the importance of submitting to God's will, known as Islam in Arabic. This submission is seen as a path to peace and fulfillment, aligning one's life with divine wisdom. It involves a conscious effort to follow God's commandments and seek His pleasure in all aspects of life. This submission is not merely a passive acceptance, but an active striving to live in accordance with divine guidance. It calls for a proactive approach to faith, where believers engage in regular prayer, reflection, and community service. By doing so, they aim to cultivate a deep personal connection with God and contribute positively to the world around them.
It's important to remember that any sacred text can be interpreted in various ways. This is especially true when considering the vast array of cultural, historical, and personal contexts in which these texts are read and understood. The Quran is no exception. As one of the most influential religious texts in the world, its verses have been the subject of extensive study and interpretation. Over the centuries, scholars and theologians have debated the meanings of its verses, leading to a rich and diverse tradition of Islamic jurisprudence and interpretation. These debates have not only shaped the religious practices of millions, but have also influenced legal and social systems in various Islamic societies. This diversity of opinion is a testament to the complexity of the Quran and the human effort to grasp its profound message. The interpretations range from literal to metaphorical, each offering a unique perspective on the text's teachings. Some interpretations of the Quran have emphasized its verses that speak of peace, forgiveness, and compassion. These interpretations often highlight the Quran's call for mercy and kindness towards others, regardless of their faith or background. These interpretations highlight the Quran's teachings on the sanctity of life, the importance of dialogue and understanding, and the rejection of coercion in matters of faith. They stress the importance of building bridges between different communities and fostering a spirit of mutual respect and cooperation. They point to verses that call for Muslims to live in harmony with people of all faiths and backgrounds. This perspective encourages a peaceful coexistence and mutual respect, promoting a vision of a world where diversity is celebrated. However, other interpretations have focused on verses that seem to condone violence, particularly in the context of self-defense or the protection of faith. These interpretations often arise in times of conflict or when the community feels threatened, emphasizing the need to protect the integrity and safety of the faith and its followers. It's crucial to understand that these interpretations are often context-specific, reflecting the circumstances and challenges faced by the community at the time. They are not necessarily a call to violence, but rather a response to specific situations where the community's survival was at stake. The ongoing dialogue and debate among scholars and believers alike continue to shape the understanding of the Quran. This dynamic process ensures that the interpretations remain relevant and responsive to the changing needs and contexts of the Muslim community. Ultimately, the diverse interpretations of the Quran reflect the richness of the Islamic tradition and the enduring quest for understanding and meaning. They remind us that sacred texts are living documents, continually interpreted and reinterpreted in the light of new insights and experiences.
Lines for self-defense, the protection of their community, and the establishment of justice in a society rife with oppression. It's crucial to note that even in the context of warfare, the Quran emphasizes principles of proportionality, restraint, and the protection of innocent life.
Section 5. A spectrum of teachings from peace to warfare in the Quran. The Quran, a central religious text of Islam, offers a comprehensive guide to life, encompassing a wide